Alrighty, guys. Hello, welcome. Happy Thursday. Tonight is a special team call. We've got my sweet friend Emily on. Emilie Morek, she is a mom of two, a loving wife. She's also a veteran in the biz. She's been a coach for 5 years, and she's been in Success Club for 54 consecutive months, which takes a lot of dedication, takes a lot of showing up for your biz every single day. But I'm excited to hear she's going to talk to us about her story and how she's making Success Club a non-negotiable to continue to be successful.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for that intro. You're so sweet. I am so incredibly excited to speak on your guys' call tonight. And I am nervous, but it's just because I'm so excited. And you also have such amazing coaches in Kayla and Brittany. And you are so lucky to have the uplines that you have. And so I'm very, very honored to get to speak on their call and just share my story with you. I'm just going to dive into my story, and it is longer probably since I have been a coach for 5 years. But I'm just going to speak fast. So if I go too fast, you let me know. You can drop any questions you have in the chat. I probably won't look at it until after because I get super squirrel ADD. Okay. But I'm also, as I share my story, I'm just going to highlight a few different points, and then I'll kind of come back through and give you kind of like some key points that have really helped me with hitting Success Club every month. But I started coaching in 2013, in September of 2013. But before that, I was a new mama of my first son, Raphael. And we got pregnant pretty much right when we got married. And it was a surprise. We had like this 5-year plan that we were going to wait 5 years and we were going to build our income and build our savings and all the things that were going to align just perfect so that I could have fulfill my dream of being a stay-at-home mom, and my husband was going to get some great job and it was all going to work out. And it totally went differently than that. And so when we found out we were pregnant, literally just like 6 weeks after we got married, I was like, kind of just that, like, what do you do? Like, all of a sudden we have to grow up like that, like figure your ish out right away. My husband looked for jobs all through that pregnancy. I worked full time in an orthodontist office all through that pregnancy. And I was so sick all through that pregnancy. And he never found really a better job than where he was. But we were both so committed to bringing me home that we just downsized like crazy. We got the least expensive place. We went down to one car. We downsized all of our bills. We didn't have cable. We didn't have internet for a really long time. Like, we just cut back and cut back and cut back. And we barely made it work. We brought me home when I was, I quit my job when I was like 8 months pregnant. And we were able to make that work, but it was literally penny pinching, so stressful, fighting all the time about finances. And also, it was technically our first year of marriage. So, by the way, it's like learning life with this person and families and all these things. And it was just so stressful all the time. And when I had my baby, I went from working to being home and being super isolated and not having a car. So we were like stuck at home most of the time. And I lived on the other side of town with my parents, and I was so isolated. But I had my phone and I had Facebook. And one day, by the grace of God, I was scrolling and I found my upline. And the reason she stuck out to me is because she was so real. I really didn't follow many people at all. And I definitely did not follow any fitness accounts at all at the time, because I felt like every single one of them told me that in order to be fit, I had to have abs, and I couldn't get down with that. And in order to really be healthy, I needed to give up cookies. And I wasn't down with that. And I just could not, that was not real life to me. But she was so refreshing. It was this breath of fresh air. She was real, and she shared her struggles and her triumphs. And she shared that she loved margaritas and cookies and all the things. And I was like, this is my person. But I was also so scared and shut down. There was no freaking way I was going to reach out to her, not in a million years. So I stalked her on Facebook, for months and months, actually 8 months before I even reached out. In those 8 months, I sent my mom and my sister to her without ever talking to her because they were like searching for nutrition answers. I was like, oh, you need to go find, like, you should go follow this girl. You should reach out to her and she'll help you. Meanwhile, I had gained 45 pounds of baby weight in that first pregnancy. And I was struggling so hardcore to get it off. I was working out 2 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week, busting my butt at the gym, hardcore, taking classes, working my tail off on the elliptical. And I lost some weight, but there was like, it just was not budging. I had no core strength. I did not feel strong. I did not feel energized. I felt overstressed. I was super stressed around food. I had this yo-yo effect of like, eat so clean and so boring all day long and then binge at night. And I just was like, something's got to give. Like, this just sucks. And I just wanted to feel good again. I wanted to feel empowered again and feel like myself again. And so I had sent my mom and my sister to my coach, Ashley. And I had also, like, one time she posted about that there was, like, Beachbody was doing this huge blowout sale, right? Like twice a year, they usually do a big blowout sale. And I saw the programs that she was doing. She was doing like Insanity and Insanity Asylum at the time. And I wanted to do those, but I wasn't willing to invest in it because I didn't really think that I was worth it yet. I thought, and I was also super stubborn and super shy and was like, I can do this myself. So I went to her website and I bought Hip Hop Abs off of that sale. I did half of a workout, if that, and decided that I don't like that at all. Never did it again, but continued to follow her because I loved her. And then she went to Summit that summer, and I stalked her like crazy. And this is why every single one of you need to go to Summit, and you need to share about it like crazy, because it will change your life, it will change your business, and there will be someone like me on the other side that needs to see that. And she was talking about how Shaun T was coming out with T25, like it was being released at Summit. And I was like, cool, 25 minutes. I'm a crazy busy mom. It's like Insanity, but like the shorter version. And I can get down with that. So the day it was released, once again, I did not reach out to her. I went to her website. I purchased the program by itself. And like, there was no way I was going to reach out to her. And I did not want to be in an accountability group. I did not need that. Oh my gosh. And the Shakeology, I didn't need that either, because I like to eat my food and I don't need a shake. And I've tried a bunch of shakes and I'm sure that that's awesome for her, but I didn't need it in my head. But I went all in. If I was going to invest, it was like $125. If I was going to invest in that program, I was going all in. And I was really scared, like very scared, because even though I knew I needed a shift, I was working out 2 hours a day. And I was like, how is 25 minutes going to get me results when 2 hours a day isn't? But I just had this feeling like, Emily, you just have to trust it. You have to fully try it. So like that first week, I started doubling up workouts. And then I was like, no, I need to really see if this is for real. And if I need to actually try it for real and do the program. So I stopped going to the gym. 2 weeks into doing T25, I fell so hardcore in love with it and how I was feeling. And that was when I took a progress photo. I didn't even take a before photo because I was like so self-conscious. But 2 weeks in, I remember like taking this progress photo and I felt so empowered 2 weeks in, and I quit the gym membership and I never looked back. And I was obsessed. I completed that program. I felt so amazing and so alive, and I had core strength again, and I dropped probably like half of the weight that I still had to lose. And I then, because I had sent my sister to Ashley, she actually joined Ashley as a coach at the time. And she told me, I didn't even know that like I could be a coach. I didn't even know that that was a thing. So this is also why you need to be running sneak peeks, and you need to be talking to your people about the coaching opportunity, and you need to be sharing about it with passion on your page, all aspects, because again, you can change someone's life. And my sister told me that Ashley told her that she was making about $2,000 a month from coaching as a side hustle. And she was also working full-time at Nike. And I was like, what? You mean I could literally do what she's doing and share my journey that I'm so passionate about and I love so much, and I could make anything, let alone like $2,000 a month, was life-changing to us then. $100 a month was life-changing to us then. I was like, sign me up. So I reached out to Ashley that for the first time. I was like, I want to be a coach. I'm ready. And I'd already had like in my head, I was already, back then everything was on Facebook. I didn't even know Instagram existed. I didn't have an Instagram. I don't even think Ashley had an Instagram. And so I followed her like page, her, what's the word, business page. And I already had a name picked out for myself. I was like, if I'm doing this, I do not half-ass anything. I'm going all in. I'm not going to try it. I am going. There was no doubt in my mind if I was going to commit, because it took me 8 months of pondering, 8 months of sitting on the fence, wanting to do it, talking myself out of it, almost pressing send to send her a message, talking myself out of it again, and finally going for it. So also be patient with your people when they just want to sign up with the program, or they take a long time, or they say no to the shake. Be patient and keep loving them and keep sharing your story, because some people just take time and they just need time until they're ready. And I was one of those people. But when I was in, I was all in. And so I messaged her. I said, I want to sign up as a coach. I was just going to pay the $40. I didn't even know challenge packs existed. And she told me about challenge packs. She's like, you know, it'll say this, blah, 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 blah. I was like, cool, I'm in. And with that, I got Shakeology. And I was really excited to try it because she talked about how it changed her health and life. And so I started, and I talked to my husband about all of this going into it, and he was super duper supportive. But he said, honey, I love you so much, and I'm so glad you're doing this, and I see how happy you are, and I'm totally supportive of this, but I've got to be honest, we literally do not have it in the budget. We don't have Shakeology in the budget. Like, we have like $100 a week for groceries, and that's it, and we just don't have it. And he was right, and I knew that, but I was like, don't worry, I've got this. It fueled my fire to make it work. It fueled my fire to help people, because there was no freaking way. I told him, I was like, well, if I can't make it work in 3 months, then I will quit. There was no way that was happening. I was not going to let that happen. I decided before I even said that, that is not happening. I will find people. I will figure it out. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea. I'm so scared to even post anything on social media. I never posted anything on social media. I didn't know anything of what I was doing or how to help people, but I knew how I felt. And so I started. And back then, we did not have a team page. We did not have any trainings. We did not have a team name. So again, when I say y'all are lucky to have the uplines you do and the trainings you do and even calls like this, you are so incredibly lucky and blessed. So lean into that and realize the gift that it is, because it is so amazing. But we didn't have any of that. And we didn't even have the kind of trainings that we have now on Beachbody Champions page and all the resources that Beachbody gives to us now. It was so different then. So just know that if I can figure it out in my baby steps of knowing nothing, you so can too, girlfriend. Like, oh my goodness. But I started, and Ashley said, okay, I was like, okay, what do I need to do? She's like, you need to run a boot camp. You need to have a Success Club. I was like, I don't know what Success Club is, and I don't know what a boot camp is, but I'll figure it out. Okay. So I started my, at the time it was called Foodie Fit Mama, a like page on Facebook, started posting right away there. I started talking that on there that I was going to run a private group for girls. And, I had some girlfriends from work reach out to me, and they already had a program, or maybe were even a coach. But at the time I was like, I just want to start. I just want to get my feet wet. So I held one. I maybe made like $40 my first check, and you better believe I rejoiced like it was $40,000. I was so freaking happy, because me, stay-at-home mom that didn't know what I was doing, just helped bring home income that like can help with groceries. Oh my gosh. And then the next month it was like just trying to figure out all the things and keep going. And you know, Ashley said show up consistently, so I showed up consistently and posted 3 times a day. And like literally anything she told me to do, I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it, totally. And so then I think I hit Success Club, because I signed up in September 2013. I didn't even start really anything until October, because I didn't even have a computer, and I didn't know I could start without a computer. So I got a computer in October. It was like, okay, we have internet, we have a computer, cool, all in. help someone, help a few more people, maybe hit Success Club one time that year, but just kind of dabbled. Not like my effort was all in, but it takes some time trying to figure it out. Again, we didn't have the trainings that we do now. But then in the start of 2014, I was like, okay, I am all in. And Ashley, in the beginning of February, asked me to be on a team cup with her. And she told us, you have to hit Success Club and you have to sign 2 coaches and go Emerald. And if you know Ashley Molstead, you do not say no to her and you do not let her down. And I was like, okay, I'm doing it. I don't know how to sign coaches, but here we go. And I did it. And I signed 3 coaches that month and I hit Success Club, and I hit Success Club from there all the way until like September. September was when I had my second son, Matan. And I did not hit Success Club that month, but I hustled my butt off. I was working while I was in labor. I was working in a hospital after I delivered, checking in with my boot campers because this was important to me. It wasn't a hobby. It was my job, and I cared about these people, and I wasn't going to let them down just because I was having a baby. Like, I'm sorry. It just meant too much to me. I was hustling until the very last minute of that month, and I missed it by a point, and you better believe I cried my loving eyes out and texted Ashley the next day and felt like a total failure and was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And she was like, I totally understand that feeling. It sucks, but dust yourself off and let that feeling fuel your fire to never let that happen again. And I have not. And also, you know, I mean, in the beginning, backtrack, the beginning of 2014, when I said I was going to go all in, I found out, surprise, we were pregnant with baby number 2. I missed that important part of the story. And I was also very scared that I wasn't going to be able to build this business because I was pregnant. And I was like, shoot, like who in the world is going to be inspired by me? I was so ill, couldn't even keep water down, couldn't work out or drink Shakeology for like 6 weeks because I just couldn't function. And I had a toddler at home with me. And I remember talking to Ashley again, also super important to reach out to your coaches when you are struggling and you really do need a one-on-one, because they can't read your mind. But I reached out to her and I was just like, this is what's going on. I don't know what to do. And she said, just do what you can. Do the best you can. Just share your journey, share your struggles, share, you know, that you can't work out right now, but you're still doing the best that you can. And then when you can, share that. And I did. And so as soon as I could work out again, like just like move off the couch without feeling like I was gonna, you know, everywhere. I did. And I worked out every single day, 5 to 6 days a week until the day I delivered. And it was the best thing I could have ever done for myself. It was a completely different pregnancy than I had with my first son because of that. I didn't even work out at all with Rafi. And having the ability to work out from my home, do home workouts. I did more intense ones in my second trimester, third trimester. PIO came out and it was a life changer. Like I felt incredible. I felt so strong and empowered for pregnancy, for labor, for delivery and recovery. And I recovered so much faster because of Shakeology and because of the programs. And I drank Shakeology all the way through. And my midwife, my naturopath, everyone was so happy about it. And Matan was such a healthy baby. And my midwife called me a goddess because I had so much milk. And I had the total opposite problem with Rafi. And I know that it was because of Shakeology. I know Beachbody be like, oh, blah, but you know, I know that. Then fast forwarding to after I had Matan, that's when things got really hard. That's when, I don't know if we have any kids on here, but that's when shit really hit the fan in my life. And so I have this newborn and a toddler. And my husband ends up in the ER twice and has 2 surgeries and 1 more procedure. He was in the ER on Thanksgiving Day, and I'm there with like nursing a baby and a toddler and like, what is happening right now? Matan had a procedure that went terribly wrong, and I cried myself to sleep every single night for months. I lost my last grandparent who I was very close to, my grandfather, and my uncle, all within a week of each other, right around Christmas. I swear that there was something else that happened that at the end of that year. But then in the beginning of 2015, my mom, she told my dad that she wanted a divorce. And it was completely out of the blue, massive shock. And like, I'm just going to fast forward over that because it's not what I want to talk about tonight, but just know, like, my family was not that family. My family was so solid and so strong, and we loved each other so much. And I literally idolized my parents' marriage, and also married my spouse so much dependent because of, like, they were our best friends. They like counseled us. They were like amazing. My parents are still my best friends, and now everything is healed, and they're not together, but they're best friends now. But our family went through hell. Like, it literally got to rock bottom. When it happened, it was like I didn't even know who I was anymore. Nothing in my life made sense. Nothing about my past made sense. Nothing about my present made sense. I looked at my husband, accusing him that he was going to walk out the door and like divorce me any second. I was just like, I was a mess. I was a mess, y'all. Like, I was so just depressed. I was suicidal. I was just like hanging on by a thread, and nursing a baby and a toddler and running a business and having a husband recovering and a son recovering. Like, it was too much. And through that time, I couldn't talk about a lot of that on social media. And I didn't have like best friends to talk to. There was no way I was going to go in and say really too much of what was going on, because it's such a sensitive matter. I wasn't going to cause drama in my family or anything. But what I did do is I leaned all in to my business. I leaned all in to my workouts. You better believe I cried through some Shanti workouts. I bawled through them, but I fought for my life. I fought for my kids. I fought for my marriage. I fought for my future. I fought for my family. I'm so sorry. But it was because of this gift called coaching that I was able to do that. If I had not seen Ashley that day, if I had not reached out to her, I do not know if I would still be here. And I definitely know I would not be the wife and the mom and the person that I am today. So I leaned in and I got on every single team call, and I didn't even, like, no one on our team even knew what was going on. And there were a lot of times I'd get on a call and I would start crying and have to walk away because I didn't want anyone to see. And I would come back, but I listened to every word. And I mean, it wasn't about like divorce or any of the things I was going through, but it was positive and it was uplifting and it gave me life and it filled my cup every single week. That was the one thing that was non-negotiable. Like, my husband knew, everything stopped at that moment. I was on every single time and I just took it all in. I took it all in and then I would just apply it. Like, I literally put my head down and just got to work in my business. The month that my mom said we're going to divorce, January of that year ended up actually being the best month I'd ever had in my business. And it was because I just leaned in. I was like, this is something positive. You don't lean out from something positive. You lean in, you give it your all. You throw all your eggs in that basket, because that's something you can control. I couldn't control so many things, but you can control the controllable. I could control my health. I could work on my mental strength, and I could work on my business. So that's what I did. And I grew each month, and my business continued to grow over that year in 2015. And, then 2006, no, let me backtrack. Let me see. I don't even know if it even matters, like when ranks happened or whatever, but it was like, when I decided to go all in, it wasn't a timeline of when certain ranks were going to happen. I just knew that they would happen. I just knew I was going to keep showing up no matter what. And I was just going to keep helping people every single month. My coach said, hit Success Club every month. So I did. And there was like a graphic, which I'm sure it still exists, but it shares like, the coaches that hit Success Club 5 or Success Club 10 every single month for a year or 2 years or whatever, and how they're on track to, you know, become a six-figure earner, become a multiple six-figure earner. And I took that as gold. Like, okay, I don't care how long it takes me. I don't care if it takes me 2 years or 5 years or 10 years. I will be here and I will grind and I will figure it out. And yes, I might go through some shit in my life, but I will still be here grinding and figuring it out, because this changed my life. It changed my health. It gave my kids a happy mom back, an energized mom. And I wanted to pay that forward to every single woman, because I knew that I was not the only one. I wasn't the only stay-at-home mom that felt alone. I wasn't the only mom that was struggling with her weight and didn't want to be honest about it, and was closet like eating all the cookies at night because I was so stressed throughout the day. I wasn't the only wife that was fighting with her husband about finances. I wasn't the only person to lose someone they loved or a family dynamic that they loved. And so it really like just that, I just let the struggles fuel my fire to keep going and dive in. And yes, our team continued to grow. In 2016, we became a 3-star diamond team. And as Brittany said, I've hit Success Club every single month. And in between, you know, 2016 now, yes, a lot of things have happened in life. You know, you get sick kids, you have family dynamics are crazy and whatever. And but Success Club has always been a non-negotiable. And even these last couple months, I was pregnant, and then I went through a miscarriage, and I like the wave of emotion and hormones was insane, and like one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever gone through. And I will probably cry about it and feel that emotion for the rest of my life. But I still hit Success Club. And it's not because like all of these things you need to know, it is not because I am anyone special or I have anything talented or better than you or better resources or anything like that. It is literally just, I think from the beginning, I've been so clear on my why and my mission. And I've also allowed it to evolve over the years, because it's going to evolve. You're going to change. And anytime I lose sight of that, I just come back to it and go, why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? And so yeah, that's really my story in a nutshell. But I just wanted to give you guys, I have like 7 different, how are we doing on time? We okay? Okay. I just have like 7 different tips in no particular order to help you rock your business, so that Success Club is something that just is like, it's like breathing. You do it no matter what. Okay, so how to hit Success Club every month and grow through what you go through. That's such a tongue twister, and I really had to be so conscious of getting that out right. Okay, number 1, be coachable. And I've already said this, but y'all have amazing uplines. You also have Ashley as your upline. You also have, like, we also have this incredibly massive team right now that there are so many people you can learn from, connect with, ask questions. But get on every team call. If there is a training offered, an Emerald training, a mindset training, diamond training, like anything you can get your hands on, do not hesitate. You go for that, girlfriend. You don't wonder whether you can do it or not, or whether you're going to have time, or whether you're good enough. You go for it. You go for it because you signed up for this business and for a reason, and it wasn't to try. It wasn't to kind of sort of do it, or, you know, like you did it because you knew that you were made for more. And I believe that deep down, even if you came into this going, I'm just a discount coach and I just want the discount or whatever, I still believe there's something deep within you that goes, I was made for more, and maybe this is it. Maybe this is my platform that is going to allow growth in my life and allow me to leave a legacy and build something I am so proud of, that when I look back when I'm 95 years old, I can smile and be so happy. So be coachable and show up. Number 2, take full ownership of your business and don't wait for your coach to do anything for you. And also don't look to them for validation. it is awesome that you all have these incredible coaches that are sweet and probably compliment you and shout you out and validate you, but also don't let your worth be in their validation. And make sure that you are taking full responsibility for your business. You don't make excuses. You don't say, I didn't hit Success Club because of X, Y, and Z. If you miss a month, okay. Like I missed a month and I hated it. And I troubleshooted. It wasn't like, oh, well, okay, that sucked. Now I hope this month's better. No, the next month I was like, okay, I'm working harder earlier on and I'm troubleshooting. Like that's a problem for me, not hitting Success Club. So I'm not going to let that happen again. So you don't just hope, you don't just wait, and you don't depend on someone else to build your business for you. Not your downline, not your upline, not even the people you're talking to. You don't wait for someone. You don't go, I have this one person and I really hope that they sign up. Yes, you do. You hope that they do because it can change their life, but you also keep talking to everyone else because it might be the person you least expect. You know, I kind of doubt that Ashley thought I was going to stick around for 5 years and be someone because I was such a shy wallflower. Like I wouldn't be on a call like this talking back then. Oh my gosh, I would have hid in the corner. Number 3, decide what you want and why you want it. Know where you're going, and that Success Club is your roadmap to get there. Whether you like, yes, I've hit Success Club 54 months, but I do not have high numbers, you guys, and that is okay. Doesn't mean I won't ever have high numbers. And high numbers are amazing. And if you hit them, incredible. There are coaches that have gone so much faster than me that come into this business. They hit Success Club every month. They're 6 figures in a year. They're 5-star elite. And that is incredible. Listen to them. Soak it up. Go for it. But also know that you don't have to be like, you're allowed to grow at your own pace. You're allowed to because for me, I know it wasn't just the business I was growing, it was me. I had to grow me. I had to grow into the person that could get on a call like this. I had to grow into the mom and the wife that can balance all these things. Like there's so many aspects to building a business. And so allow yourself that time, but decide what you want and really connect with that why. And if you ever feel like it gets fuzzy, sit down, write down all the reasons, because there's not like, I have strong whys. Like for me, it was that there was no way I was going to go back to work and put my kids in daycare. That made me want to throw up. I was going to work so hard. When I had Matan, my second son, I worked from like midnight to 2 or 3 a.m. every night. That's when I worked. And that sounds insane, even saying it now. But I did it because I wanted to, because I loved it. And that was the one time, that was when he was asleep and Rafi was asleep and no one needed me. And all of a sudden I got my thoughts back and it was important. And it was just for a season. That didn't last forever. I don't do that now, but it was worth it because my income grew and that changed my babies' lives. And that allowed me to, you know, when Rafi was ready for preschool, to put him through private preschool and then Matan, and to help pay for diapers and pay for the freaking grocery bill that gets higher and higher and higher. If you have boys, you know what I'm talking about. Just keep revisiting that why. And like I said, that's going to evolve. Even like going through what I've just gone through these last couple months, it's only deeply rooted me even more in helping women like overcome the challenges, because challenges are going to come in our lives no matter what. We're promised that. And I just think we are given something as coaches to be able to become stronger through it and grab a friend and help them do the same. Number 4, when times are hard, lean in, have grit and get stubborn, have a positive mindset, and pray over your business. And you know, if you don't believe in God and you don't pray, that is totally okay. Put it out there into the universe. For me, I do very much believe in God. I've always prayed over my business from the very beginning. That's something that if I am struggling, I'm like, okay, God, what's up? Like, first of all, you need to come through and help me out here. But secondly, you know, how can I grow? What am I missing? How can I get better? How can I have more fun? How can I have a positive mindset? So, you know, bring that element of just like putting out that good into the universe, and like I said, lean in. Don't pull away when times are hard. I know that's our tendency, but really like go, this is something positive that's going to help me, and lean into it. Number 5, be your best challenger, and be consistently consistent at showing up, sharing parts of your story, and always determined to grow. I truly believe you being on your own journey is one of the key parts to your business. It's one of the key parts to your life, but it's one of the key parts to your business too. And it doesn't have to look perfect. Oh my goodness. Like, I love brownies and wine and chocolate. And there are times that, you know, like the portion fix meal plan and those go a little catawonky, but you recalibrate and go all in again. And you know what? I am not like, I realize I don't do perfect, and that's just not how I am. And you know, like I tend to attract those people that want that balanced lifestyle. It means we have a lot of fun together, and that's awesome. It also means we get results, but it's not, again, like to me, health isn't about, I don't know, that's a whole nother topic, but to me, health isn't about abs. It's about, like, there's so much more about it. It's about how you feel and your mental strength and your heart. And are you growing as a person? And are you like, you know, life is about so much more than that. So, number 6, have fun, be silly, be quirky, be you, put the fun into your business. And this is something that, my dad, I've always talked to my dad about my business from day one, from the very first time I signed up. And he is like one of the sweetest, wisest people ever. He's actually going to be at Summit. So if you come, then you'll get to meet him. And he's amazing. And he's always been a huge inspiration in my life. He's an entrepreneur. He's built his business on his back from the ground up with massive adversity. And so I've always talked to him about it. And anytime I like come up against a roadblock and I'm just struggling and I'm like, Dad, what am I going to do? I'm like, I don't know, maybe this is the month that I'm not going to hit Success Club, or my team, I just lost a diamond, or my team just fell apart. And what am I like freaking out? You know, I've gone through some growing pains. He always reminds me, honey, go have fun. Go have fun. He likes wine. So go have a glass of wine, go have some fun, go laugh, go let your hair down, just go be silly. Like, just let it fly. Stop being like, don't be so uptight with it where you like suck all the fun out of it. If you're obsessing over a problem, the problem's going to grow. But if instead you go, okay, there's an issue here. Now what's the solution? Work on finding that solution. But in that process, if you are like your truest self and having fun, it's going to come so much faster. And then you're not going to want to quit because you're having too much fun. You're like, let your personality show, let your story show. Like, don't worry about saying the right thing and being PC and saying what other people want to hear. And I don't know. I just think it's so important to be yourself, to share your story, all of it, your ups and downs and everything in between, and always spin it to win it. Find that positive light for your followers, yes, but also for yourself. I know I've sat down to write a hard post, and when I'm like, okay, what's the win? What's the silver lining? It helps me. But have fun with it. And number 7, and I think I said this already, but don't compare. You are allowed to go at your own pace. Don't compare to the person that signed up at the same time as you, or the person that signed up a year after you, or your upline, or like literally anyone else. We are Team Beachbody. We are a team. Learn from each other, help each other, but really focus on your business and you. And like, if you really become obsessed with just personal growth, on leaning into your personal development, and if you are not doing personal development, you better be doing that right now, every single day, because that is truly what saved me. Between the workouts, personal development, like you can't cut one piece out, you just need it all. But you know, that is going to help you so much. And I wish like this is something I could have grasped so much earlier on in my business. As a newer coach, comparison is something that stole so much time and energy for me because I would see people sign up later than me or the same time. And they're like, why are they going faster? Oh my gosh, if I had spent that energy just blinders on going, I'm rocking my business. Here we go. Okay. Where's my people? All right. Like just doing your thing, having fun with it. Again, put the fun back in and put those blinders on. And just the last thing I want to say is Success Club is a gift. And there was a time in my business where I was really resentful that we had something called Success Club. I thought that like Beachbody was out to get me. Like, why would you make me have to do this in order to be in Success Club? And that's just rude. Can't I just like help people with like, you know, just a program by itself and blah, 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 blah. And like, that should be recognized too. And it is. You should recognize that yourself. That is amazing. You are changing a life and you have no idea where that's going to go, whether it goes to, I mean, I started with just a program and then it went to another program and then it went to a program of Shakeology and me coaching. And that might be that person's path or not, but still you have an opportunity to change your life, to become best friends with someone. But Success Club is a gift because Beachbody has given us a roadmap that says, if you want to be successful, if you want to grow your business consistently, just help 3 people every single month and you will continue to grow. And obviously you have to have a big heart and care about people. But if you are hitting Success Club every single month, you have a big heart and you care about people and you are on your own journey. So really recognize it as that gift. And I think if we like flip that switch and go, this is a gift. I get to hit Success Club every month. This is amazing. Like my company loves me so much. They wrote out the business plan for me. I didn't have to write it out myself. And they say, do this and you will see results. And you keep doing it. Stay consistent. Keep showing up and you will see results. And like I said, I haven't hit high numbers and we are not an elite team yet, but we will be. And like I've been in this business 5 years and I truly feel like I'm just getting started. I'm just scratching the surface. But even with not hitting high Success Club numbers, continuing to show up in my business and hit Success Club every month, my income has grown every single year. Every year. Like we took our taxes in a few weeks ago and our awesome lady, I've known her since high school actually, she was like so proud of me for my business. She's like, wow, like I think that she thought when I first probably brought in like my taxes years ago, like, okay, cool. An MLM, let's see where this goes. And it's just so cool to be like, yeah, be proud of me. And like, be proud of yourself. Like every amount of growth that you have in your business, celebrate it because it's just, I don't know, like this whole coaching is just it's such a gift. It really is, all of it. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope that was helpful.
It was so helpful. I laughed. I cried. I have a phone of notes. You know, that's the great thing about these calls is like Kayla and I get to learn from them too. I feel like you never stop learning with coaching.
You never do.
So
that is the best part. Like, I think that's exciting. We're in a job. I've been in so many jobs where it's like, once you learn everything, you know everything, and then it just gets boring and there's no room for growth. And that is just not coaching. It is like, literally we get to keep growing every day. And that's exciting. Like then you can, if you dream it up, you can make it happen. But yeah. Do you guys have any questions at all or? Nope.
Yeah. If anybody's thinking on it, I did want to say, and I put it in the chat too, that at one point you said that you were not just growing your business, but you were growing yourself too. Mm-hmm. And I got like chills when you said that because I feel like coaching is one of those things, and I think it's because you're running your own business too, that it goes at exactly whatever pace you're going. And so, you know, like there's times where I had setbacks. I didn't even hit Success Club in August and September because that was just a season that I was in. And, you know, I could have let that set the tone for my business in a really negative light. Instead, every month since then, I've been Success Club 10 plus. And, you know, that's just a benchmark that I've set for my business. And it's helped me grow and lean in and stay consistent in a way that I wasn't before. So
I love that. I love that. And I think that that is so powerful because It is like, we're going to have setbacks in life, like whether it's business or life or whatever. And if we let that determine our, like, being in the right spot, like, oh, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Like, what if every setback in my marriage, I was like, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Guess I need a divorce. Like, oh my gosh. Like, you know, like, seriously. Like, no, I'm so thankful for every setback in my marriage because it's made us so much stronger in where we are today. And it's the same in business. And I just love that, you know, you had whatever you went through in those months and you're like, well, okay, that's life. Like, I had life happen. And also, like, now I learned from it and I grew and I'm going all in. Like, it just fueled your fire even more. So I think that's incredible.
Thanks.
I think something that I agree with Brittany. I literally, like, I teared up. I laughed. I'm like fired up. I love you. I freaking love you. But, you know, one of the first things you said was you were too scared to reach out to Ashley. And that's a lot of people. And I think that's like a good reminder that we have to be reaching out and sharing our stories. And if we're not sharing our stories and we reach out, we don't have anything to back it up. You know,
yes,
the story is not there. And so it's so important that we're sharing the ups, the downs. Like, I'm right there with you, sister.
Yes.
I like that you mentioned that because most people, you know, are not just going to be like, hey, so what are you doing? You know,
Totally.
Let me learn about this. No, it requires us, you know,
Yes.
and you never know whose life you can change. So
Yes.
you hearing the whole shebang, like, I appreciate it so much. I know the girls took some good stuff from it, but you sharing your story, like, as deep as you did, thank you. Because you just this opportunity, like, I can't even, I don't know, I'm gonna start tearing up now.
You're gonna make me cry again.
It's just like, that's when I'm too scared to reach out to someone, I think of, like, what it's done for me, what it's done for Brittany, all the other, you know, coaches and people that we know that has really needed this opportunity. And I'm always like, you know, shame on me for not inviting them or reaching out and talking to them.
Yes.
So, like, the whole being scared thing, kick it out, you know, kick it to the curb.
Yes.
Never know.
Yes. I'm so glad that you said that because as I was preparing, I was like, oh, I need to talk about that. And I totally didn't. So I'm really glad that you caught that because it is like, had Ashley, things were different then. Like, now with social media has shifted and Instagram is so much more, I feel like, personable, like, to connect with people. There wasn't really a way for her to reach out on a Facebook like page unless I had commented on something, and I didn't ever comment on anything. But had she reached out sooner, I for sure think that I would have joined her sooner because I already knew I loved her. I stalked her. If I didn't see anything in my feed, I would go to her page because it was, again, like something light in my life. It made me laugh, or it was light or inspiring, or a message I needed to hear that I wasn't getting anywhere else. And I think that's what we have to remember too. Like, we have this amazing support system and community, but most people don't have that. I was just talking to someone the other day. She had signed up like a couple months ago with me, like when I was pregnant and I was struggling because I didn't feel well, but I can talk about it. And so I'd reached out to her and just say, like, I'm sorry, I feel like I let you down. Like, I wasn't able to show up for you the way I wanted to, but how are you? Like, checking in and just like asking her questions. And she sent me back this reply of just like, oh my gosh, you care about me. Like, I can't even tell you how much that means to me. Thank you so much. She's like, I've told my husband about you. You're so sweet. And I'm just like, I was literally just like, being a good person, being a friend. Like, this is what we do as coaches. This is what we get to do. We get to make an impact, whether it's just that one impact or a relationship that builds over the years. It is so amazing. And it's like, you realize people don't have that. We are love starved probably more than ever this day and age. And as coaches, I don't feel like we are, because we have this community and these tools, but I feel like in general, people are hungry for love. When you go out there and love them and like reach out to them with love, you should never feel bad about that. That's like, that you just did a good thing. You just pat yourself on the back, because even if they ghost you, if you reach out in love, that made an impact. That planted a seed. Like, I just think if we, I could go on and on. I'm so glad you said something about that.
I love it. I love I was in a very, very similar situation when I started coaching before I even joined Beachbody. I mean, because I was a discount coach for 8 months before I even talked to Ashley about coaching. Prior to even signing up for the workout programs, I was depressed. I was suicidal. I was the heaviest I'd ever been. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I knew exactly what I was doing. I had a plan for how I was going to die, and I was living it. But what I did have also was a girl that would show up on Facebook, and she would do her Friday faves videos and go live every Friday. And like, that is what I hung on to. And I wasn't in it for the fitness at all, because I couldn't hold myself accountable. Why would I care about like somebody else holding me accountable? But
yes.
Now here I am.
That's incredible. So do you feel like you joined then for the community more than anything? Is that what stuck out to you, just because you like loved her? And
that's definitely why I chose her as my coach.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, Natalie and Jay were a year out from getting married, and I didn't want to hate the way that I looked in her wedding pictures. And so I knew that something had to change, and my mom knew that I was watching those videos, and she was like, well, maybe you should just reach out to that girl that works out at her house. So that's what I did.
I love it. That's incredible. You guys are the best. I love you.
You can come hang out anytime.
We do this all the time. This is so fun. Oh,
awesome.
Great.
Guys, do you have any questions for Emilie? Anything at all?
Yeah, seriously, I'm an open book, and if you don't have questions now, or if there's someone watching the replay, you can always message me or whatever.
Yeah, we'll have several watching the replay. Unable to that typically are on. So they were, but again, thank you.
Yes, of course. Sorry, I was like freezing, so I was like, am I still there? Okay. No, thank you guys so much. This was amazing. Y'all are amazing. Did you guys get a picture? I feel like we need a picture.
Yeah, let's get a picture real quick.
Okay.
Let's see here. Good old Instagram. Let's see.
I know.
I'm like infamous for like taking a picture, and it's not what I needed it to be.
I'm trying to change the view so I can see all of you beautiful faces. There we go. Okay.
All right, guys. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, thank you so much. You guys have the best night.
You too. Bye, Emilie.
We'll chat soon.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.